Morning, everybody. I was on a break at work recently. I had to stop at a grocery store parking lot. And when I was there, I saw somebody coming out of the store and he had a sweatshirt on, and big gaudy letters on it. It was a San Francisco 49ers shirt. And the shirt said, Niners fan, always faithful, in big, huge letters on it. So it got me to start thinking, what are we faithful to? In sports, they can be something that deters you from Jesus easily. It can become an idol in your life. And sports is a good thing. It's actually really, really good because if your family can center around a sports team and bring them together, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But I will say it gets so extreme sometimes. For example, and this is a personal story from my life, I had a friend in middle school through high school. He wasn't friends with many people. He was kind of an oddball, an odd one out, but I saw where he was coming from. We liked a lot of the same stuff. And he still lives close to me, as a matter of fact. I ran into him at an ice cream parlor within the last couple of years. And we always laugh when we see each other, and he would always, on Facebook, he would always put funny memes up, sometimes inappropriate memes that I had to stay away from. But anyway, you've seen in my other videos, I wear a Miami Dolphins hat sometimes, so I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, and he is a New York Jets fan. So the teams are rivals of each other in the same division, but both teams have pretty much stunk for a couple of decades now. So I've learned to just always say, how are the Dolphins going to lose this week? That's my main mantra with them, and I end up just kind of making fun of them because it doesn't really matter. Before my reversion back in 2011, it was all about the sports to me. The Red Sox were my god. And people are wearing Red Sox shirts after 2004 that say, now I can die in peace. And people are ready to kill themselves after they lost in the American League Championship Series to the Yankees back in 2003. I was 19 years old at that time, and I felt that way too. But then when I was 20 and they won it in 2004, everything was Red Sox for me after that. Buy all the championship gear that you can, every little bit of merchandise, be really into baseball. And it was good. Red Sox brought my family together, and it was a very happy time for us. But happiness is only temporary. Joy lasts forever. Jesus is the one that offers the joy to you, not happiness. So anyway, this friend of mine, being a Jets fan, they played the Dolphins one year, and the Dolphins a couple of years ago had like no wins. They were like 0-7 or 0-8 or something like that. And the Jets were supposed to be really good that year, or build up on improvement. And the Dolphins played the Jets that week, and the Dolphins won their first game. And I sent them a message saying, just, in jest, ooh, you had to lose to a winless team today. Tough season for the Jets. It was something like that. It was a little shot, but it was kind of harmless. But he sent a reply to me where he was deeply, deeply hurt and, F you, man, and this and that. And, I put like a laughing face, like, don't worry about it, man. I'm just joking. And then he sent a message back saying, no, I'm not joking. I put a lot of faith into this team. I was really looking forward to this season, and you effing ruined it, and you're effing gloating about what you're doing, about your stupid team. And it's like, whoa, I know I have a stupid team, all right? Let's just calm down a little bit. It's just a game, and both of our teams stink. Let's just face it. The Patriots are going to win the division again, and we already know that. But he just kept on going on and on and on. And he even said to me in the message, because he knows that I am a Catholic Christian, so he took a shot at me, and he said, you are Judas. You are a Judas. You betrayed me. And I said, don't bring Judas into this. Come on, man. Seriously? And basically, he unfriended me there. And I've tried messaging him a couple of times just to say, are we good? And basically, no, he hasn't been friends with me again since then. But I'm also completely enjoying life off of Facebook right now, and I'm doing Exodus right now. See the Exodus hat, and yes, I am on YouTube right now. Non-necessary internet is not something that we're supposed to be doing on the Exodus, but since like a ministry has been born with this channel, I'm still doing channels. I actually just had a comment that said someone's enjoying my videos during Lent, so I want to keep them coming to help people out during this Lenten season. Right now it's Lent at the time of this video. So anyway, that story shows that he's always faithful to the New York Jets. And he's had a respect for me for my Catholic faith, but I know he's been away from the faith for a while. All it takes is a good confession for a person who's been away from the church for a while to come back, just go to confession. But it makes me think of, what are we faithful to? And when we're wearing shirts and unfriending people because of what we put our faith into, whether it be a politician, a sports team, just anything else, your art pictures, for example. Some people can get so obsessed with their hobbies. My channel started out as an action figure, a toy channel, because I love toys. And my kids and I, that's how we bond. We bond with action figures and toys. Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Star Wars. We love toys and we play together. I get on the floor and I play with them. But that hobby of mine was taking a lot of time and a lot of money. And I have bought, when I buy toys now, it's more for the family, not for me anymore. But it became an idol of mine. It was very, very distracting. And I was always faithful to toys. If a movie came out or characters came out that I liked, I would buy them. And then the Red Sox were an idol of mine. Now it's kind of like, okay, you check in to see how they're doing. If they lose, oh well, just move on with your life. Far more important things. We have souls that we have to save. Jesus wants us all going to heaven. My main job is to get my family into heaven. That's my goal. So I always have to be faithful to Jesus, or I'm going to fail and fall flat on my face for that goal. So we need to be careful what we are doing, what we're creating idols out of, and what we're always faithful to. Like the 49ers shirt that said, always faithful. I mean, you're making a huge statement to everybody that this is one of the most important things in your life. So we need to show people in our lives that Jesus is the most important, and we have to do that with words and with our actions. We shouldn't just be doing it with our actions. People need to know us by our faith. I heard a homily once, a sermon, that said, when somebody goes into your house, do they know you're a Catholic? And that shows you what you're faithful to. Do you have images up in your house? Do you have, some candles up in your house? Artwork? I mean, Catholics aren't afraid of artwork. That's the thing. Protestants will be all on us on statues and idolatry and stuff. And now the statues tell a story, and the artwork tells a story. The stained glass windows tell a story of those that have gone before us. And it gets us closer to Jesus. It makes us remember those stories. So Catholics are not afraid of artwork. So when someone comes into your house and sees the artwork or sees your images, I mean, look how beautiful the image is behind me. The Blessed Mother herself imprinted that on Juan Diego's tilma. That's a image that's over 500 years old on a piece of cactus plant that has never disintegrated, and it should have after about 20 years, according to science. So that's the thing. Are we always faithful to our sports teams, to our politicians, to our hobbies, whatever it is? Be faithful to Jesus instead. He offers us the body and blood, soul, and divinity every single Mass. And you can go. There are a lot of churches that offer the Mass every single day. And that's where you're going to show where you're always faithful. I made a promise, the promise of promises, back on September 19th of 2011. I prayed my very first rosary in front of a tabernacle at St. Paul's Church in Connecticut. And I made a promise after I prayed that rosary that day that I was going to pray a rosary again for the rest of my life. I made that promise to the Blessed Mother, and I have kept that promise ever since, and I'm going to keep on going because it has changed my life. I know that if I didn't start praying the rosary and start studying the Catholic Church more, because I had all these misconceptions about it, my kids wouldn't be here right now. I would be part of the culture, the contraceptive culture, and that's a whole nother discussion right there. You may not have been ready for me to say that, but I'm going to say it. I would really recommend Christopher West's book, Good News About Sex and Marriage, and reading about John Paul II's theology of the body. It all makes sense. It all makes sense, people. So we always have to be faithful. So I will always say, I'm always faithful to Jesus. And I made a promise to the Blessed Mother that I would be faithful to her. So God bless everyone. We'll see you soon.